Okay, here we go. All right. Good morning. So our theme this month is kindness. And I know this is the third week in December, so I'm a little late with it, but I was reminded earlier in the week about it because I saw a quote by Mark Twain in which he said, kindness is the language that the deaf can hear and the blind can see. And I love that because that is what kindness is about. It is sometimes unspoken. It can be a simple smile. It's not hard to be kind. But I also know to be truly, sincerely kind, you need to start with yourself. You need to be kind to yourself. And all of you that are here in this yoga class, taking this time for yourself, you are indeed being kind to yourself. So we will keep that feeling going about kindness throughout the practice and into our meditation. So let's come inside, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Notice the journey that your breath takes with every inhale and every exhale. On your next deep breath, think about breathing in kindness, kindness for yourself. And then when you exhale, you can then give it away. Inhale and hold on to kindness. Exhale, share it with the world. Make an effort to slow down your exhale. Return to your natural rhythm of breathing and slowly open your eyes. All right, good. So we're going to start with our seated warm-ups. Hands alongside your hips. Left hand moves away from your hip. You bend your elbow to keep your shoulder away from your ear. Your right arm alongside your right ear. Open up your heart as you reach for the right side of the left side of the room. Inhale, exhale, place your left hand forward of your right hand forward of your left knee. straddle parallel arms forward of your left knee. Straight arms look forward. Bend your elbows and bow on an exhale. Inhale, straight arms, look forward. Exhale, bend and fold. Inhale, exhale, inhale, pause, slide your fingers to your knee, place your right hand on your left knee, look over your left shoulder. Inhale and lengthen your spine. Exhale, empty of breath and twist a little bit more. Inhale, place your right hand on your left thigh, left arm alongside left ear, lateral stretch in the opposite direction. Use your right hand on your left thigh to encourage both hips to stay down, both sits bones, and to give you a little leverage to stretch a little bit more. Inhale, both arms to center. Exhale, send your arms back behind you. Interlace your fingers in Yoga Mudra. Knuckles to the mat. Inhale, open up your heart, look upward. Little baby back bend. Inhale, exhale, push off your knuckles, come forward, fold over your legs. If you wish, you'll send your Yoga Mudra straight back behind you or up to the ceiling. It's early in class, so don't do anything too extreme. So you know your body. Respect your body. Let your knuckles lead you back up. Right. Hands alongside your hips again. Take a breath. And then walk your right arm, right hand away, left arm alongside left elbow. Bend that right elbow and stretch. Inhale, exhale, left hand forward of right knee, parallel arms. Inhale, straight arms, long back. Exhale, bend your elbows and bow. Inhale, straight arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, up onto your fingers. Slide your fingers back, twist to the right. Looking over your right shoulder, use your right arm as support. Remember here too, you're lengthening on your inhale and twisting after your exhale. Left hand on right thigh, right arm reaches for the opposite side. Inhale to center, arms straight up. Exhale your arms back behind you. This time you're going to rest on your wrist, your fingers pointing forward. You're going to open up, you're going to send your nose to the ceiling. And we're going to do 3 dragon's breaths. So dragon's breath, you breathe in through the nose and the sigh out through the mouth. Here we go. Ha, ha, ha. One more time. Ha, and push off your fingers, fold over your legs. Unfold slowly. unfold. Right. Send your legs straight out in front of you and shake them out. Rotate your legs all the way up from the hip socket, not from your knee. That's how we get into trouble with our knees, right? So straight legs, toes pointing to the ceiling, Dandasana. Hands alongside hips, fingers pointing forward, elbows pointing behind us. Take a deep breath in, and as you do that, you're lifting the crown of your head north, right up to that North Star. Inhale, gather. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, inhale. Exhale. All right, this time we're going to add our knees. Right. So inhale, bend your knees, feet are flexed. Exhale, point and straighten. Inhale, bend and flex. Exhale, point and straighten. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Once more, inhale, exhale. Arms straight up alongside your ears. You can bend your knees slightly. Inhale, and then on an exhale, engage your abdominal muscles. Come over your legs, keeping your legs lined up with your hips. See if you can reach the outside of your feet or your ankles or your calf. Lengthen your spine and fold over your legs. Maybe now you want to straighten your legs. Bend your elbows and allow yourself to come a little closer down. Look up at your feet, bring your arms alongside your ears and hinge all the way back up. All right. You're going to come on to, if you're using a blanket, you'll come onto the blanket. You're going to come onto your knees and then go directly to a child's pose. Take a few breaths in your child's pose. Extend your arms on the mat overhead. Look between your hands. Inhale, lift your hips, bring your heart forward, lengthen your legs behind you in a variation of up dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Engage your abs here so that you don't sag down towards the mat. Push into the mat. Keep your elbows from shrugging. Inhale, exhale, send your hips back towards your heels. We're going to come right back up again. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, send your hips back. Inhale, come forward again. Your legs are lengthened behind you. All right. You're going to bring one forearm down, then the other forearm down, and slide your legs the rest of the way behind you. Your elbows are under your shoulders for your Sphinx pose. Your legs are in a straight line, straight out from your hips. Your fingertips pointing forward. You're looking ahead of you, perhaps to the mat or to the floor a few feet away. You're going to bring your left fingers to your right elbow. And you're going to roll over onto your left side. So you're on your elbow, your legs are straight out from you. We're going to come to a reclining Buddha. So Buddha reclines a couple of ways, just like this. And you can bring your elbow to your waist, right? And you use your abdominal muscles to keep you from rolling back, right? So Buddha does something else. Bring your hand down to the mat, your right hand, and you can bend your left elbow and place your head in your hands, rest it. Flex your feet and bring your arm alongside the top of your hips. Bring your hand back down to the mat. Another option, extend your arm and rest your head on your arm. You can also bend your elbow and make a pillow for your head. So now we're going to wake our little Buddha up. So place your head in your arm in the most comfortable position, because we're going to work on our legs now, right? So you have your right hand in front of you for support. We're going to do side leg lifts. Now, what's important to know is that we're going to do this gradually, like we're ratcheting, right? Ratcheting up to give your hip socket, some time to get used to the lift, okay? So we're going to lift 3 times, so wait until I tell you to start. And then the 4th time you will go your complete range. And when I say go your complete range, that's what I mean. Don't try to do any acrobatics, don't get crazy. Do whatever is your range. Your range may be the first lift, the second, the third, and there is no 4th. All right, that any one of those are a possibility. So let's go. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift a little bit more. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift a little bit more, and then bring it down. Now here we go, our full range. You're going to lift as much as you can. Do not go so far that you feel pain. Right? This is an awkward lift, right? And bring it down. So what we're doing here are 2 things. You're working your glutes and you're working your adductors. Those are your inner thigh muscles. All right. So let's do that once more. 1, 2, 3, and your full range. Excellent. I see a lot of high legs, and bring them all the way down. Bring it all the way down. Right. Okay, so now you're going to lift your top leg and send it forward a little bit. Bring it back. Same principle. Second time, a little bit more, and bring it back. Third time, a little more, bring it back. 4th time, you're going to bring it as far as it comfortably can go and place your foot down on the mat or the floor. Right? Lift your leg and bring it back. All right, once more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift and return your leg. Okay. All right. So here's the hard part. All right, you're going to lift your leg. We're going to do the same thing going backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And feel your glutes working. Bring your leg back on top. We're going to do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And return your foot, bend your knees, and take a couple of breaths. You're going to lengthen your legs, roll onto your belly, and roll on to the opposite side. Fix your arm however it is comfortable, right? Get yourself set up. Right. Okay. Here we go. 1, straight up. 2, a little bit more. 3, and bring it up. Whoa. All right, just hold a second. I hit my earbud and it said power off. Can you all hear me? Wave. Okay, thank you. Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to keep my head lifted up. Okay. All right, so we did our full 4. Are we going to do that again? 1, 2, 3, 4. Might be a little harder on the other side from the side you started on, or it might be easier depending on your body. Bring it all the way down. Okay. We're going to go forward now with our leg lifted up. 1, 2, 3. Full range, put it down. Put your foot down. Lift your leg, bring it back behind you. And not behind you, on top of your other leg. Did we do that twice? No, okay. You know, I'm retired now. I don't have to count anymore, right? Okay, so here we go. Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down. Feel the stretch in your leg, your hamstring, everything is working here. Lift and bring your leg back down. Right. We're going to go behind us, give our glutes a really good workout. Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring your leg back. Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it down. Roll over onto your belly, pile one hand on top of the other, make a pillow for your forehead for Makarasana, the crocodile pose. From Makarasana, you're going to lift your head, slide your elbows back under your shoulders, back to Sphinx pose. Okay. So you see that in Sphinx pose, you're already in a back bend. So we're going to deepen our back bends a little bit, and we're going to do this gradually as well. So point your fingers to the corners of your mat, push into your hands and straighten your arms. That's a little bit deeper than you are with your elbows down, right? Bring your hands back where you started. All right. You're going to push your hands into the mat, straighten your arms a little deeper. Bring your elbows down. You're going to come all the way down on your belly, slide your hands alongside your breasts, your elbows close to your ribs. Your nose is pointing to the mat. On an inhale, you are not going to press into your hands. You're just going to lift your head and shoulder for a baby bhujangasana, the cobra pose. Baby cobra. Melt back down. And let's do that again. Lift your head, lift your shoulders. Leave your hands either on the mat, or you can lift them if you want. You do not want to push in at this point. And fold back down. All right. So now we're going to do a full king cobra. And we do this by using our hands in the mat. Your hands are alongside your breasts. Again, if they've moved, slide them back. Your legs are straight out behind you like the tail of a cobra. When you come up, you'll come as far up as you can, but you will not come any higher than your pubic bone. Your pubic bone needs to stay on the mat. Once it comes off, you're in a different pose. So push your hands into the mat, lift your torso, keep your pubic bone on the mat, and that means your elbows will probably stay bent a little bit or a lot. Now, if you have an amazingly flexible spine, you might be able to straighten your arms, but do not force anything. Our spines are very important, right, to us? And melt back down. We're going to do that again, but before we do, rock your hips from side to side, just to loosen things up a little bit before we come back. Come back to center, come to stillness. Inhale into your king cobra. Feel the strength of your arms here. This is an important pose, not only for your back, but for your upper body strength altogether, your arms, your shoulders. Your shoulders should be down, not up near your ears. They should be down. Your elbows pointing back. Inhale, exhale, melt to the mat. Makarasana. Forehead on hands. This time you're going to slide your hands under your shoulders, push up onto your knees, and come slowly, very slowly, come through a table to child's pose, slowly. We want to make a slow transition from a deep back bend to a counter pose. And bring yourself up to a table. Vadasana, the table pose. Remember, your wrists are under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, your arms are rotated, crease of your elbow pointing towards your index finger. Let's do our cats and dogs here. So inhale, curl your spine to the mat. Your heart is moving forward. It wants to go between your arms, but it can't quite make it. Exhale, arch your spine up to the sky. Push into the mat with your hands. Allow your tailbone to reach for the earth, your sits bones actually reaching for the earth. Continue with your cats and dogs, inhaling in your dog spine, exhaling when you arch for the sky. Continue at your own pace. Slow is always better. Feel the stretch, feel the change from one curve in your spine to the other. And allow your spine to process these changes. Okay, the next time you are in your cat spine, you're going to pause and send your hips to your heels. And take a few breaths in your child's pose. And then come out of that beautiful pose of introspection and make your way up to stand. Okay. And come to your mountain, Tadasana. Shoulders over hips, hips over ankles. Send your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Let your arms fall naturally at your side. Crown of your head reaching for the heavens. Chin level with the earth, head over heart. Most important pose in all of yoga. Inhale, gather. Exhale, bring it to your heart. Inhale, gather. Exhale, bring it to your heart. Inhale, gather. Exhale. Okay. Bring your arms down by your side. We're going to do some squatting right now. So separate your feet a little bit farther apart than you had them in Tadasana. So they should still be under your hip crest, your iliac crest right here. Should be straight under that. All right. Bring your arms alongside your ears, and your arms are going to stay alongside your ears. Your toes are pointed in the same direction as your nose to the edge of your mat. And you're going to bend your knees a little bit and then straighten them. Bend them a little bit more, like we're ratcheting again, just like we did with our other poses. Again, coming down farther and farther each way. If you have knee issues, you know when you have to stop, all right? If you do not have knee issues, just keep going. And don't stop just because it's convenient. Push yourself a little, unless you have knee issues. We don't have problems in yoga, we have issues. So straighten now, and this time you're going to come all the way down to sit in your chair, Utkatasana, the chair pose. All right, now I'm going to turn this way. All right. And maybe you'll sit a little deeper in your chair. Depends on your, once again, on your knees. Push into the mat, come all the way up to stand. Your arms never move away from your ears. Inhale, exhale, come all the way down to sit in your chair. Make sure you can see your toes. Push into the mat and come all the way up. Release your arms. Send your shoulders forward, up, back, and down, and reverse. Okay. So squatting is an important thing that we need to work on all the time. So for our flow today, we will be doing, I'm going to call it a deity flow because we have some gods and we have some goddesses in this flow. But before we do, we're going to warm up in our deity pose a little bit. So come to your mountain, shift your weight to your left foot, and come on the ball of your right foot. Take a look at me for a minute. I want to show you something that's really important that I don't normally point out, but I probably should. When I say shift your weight, I don't mean stick your hip out, right? This is what we do when we're on the grocery line and we're not supposed to, right? You're supposed to stay balanced, even. So when you shift your weight, your hips don't change. You're on the ball of your foot, but your hips stay square, right? And so let's start that all over again. Okay. Shift your weight to your left foot, come on the ball of your right foot, step back. Bend your knees like a curtsy, square your hips. Arms overhead, take your right wrist with your left hand. You're going to stretch to the left and allow your left arm to help you a little bit more, but use the weight of that arm rather than pull your arm to help you stretch a little bit more. Inhale, step forward, release your arms. Shift your weight to your right leg, step back, curtsy. Arms overhead, right hand takes left wrist. Lateral stretch to the right. And I'm going to do it this way as well in case you can see it better this way. Release everything, step forward. All right. All right, I'm going to do this facing you, and then when we get into our flow, I'll be on this side. I want to make sure you can see the placement of my feet. All right, so same thing. Bring your weight to your left foot, cross your right foot over. This time, you want your toes to line up. You're going to bend your knees, so you'll come onto the ball of your right foot. You're going to bring your right hand in front of you, your left overhead. You can join your index and thumb, right? Sign of a union, the divine with the individual. All right, and then you're going to make sure your weight is steady on your left foot and lift your right foot. Excellent. Other side. Cross left over right, right? Then come on the ball of your left foot, bend your knees, left hand in front, right overhead. Right, remember that supporting leg when you lift your left leg. And bring it down. Okay. So that is Nataraja. That is the pose of, one of the poses of Lord Shiva, who is known as the god of yoga, the first yogi. Okay. Shifting your weight to your left foot, cross right over left. Make sure your entire left foot is flat on the mat. Right arm in front, left overhead. Lift your right leg. Then you're going to switch instantly and switch. And then this time, you're going to do one of two things. You'll either step your foot on one side of the mat and your other foot on the other side of the mat. So watch me now for a moment. So that was your choice. Your leg was like this, yeah? You could also step it to the long edge of your mat. The problem with that is your camera is not in front of you. But you could just turn and glance at me. Hi, I'll still be there. Okay, so it's your choice. The reason I prefer this should be done with your stepping back. And the reason is because you're still on the mat, you won't slide or slip. If you feel that your surface is stable, then that's fine. Then you can come off it. I would not do that on this full floor, for example. Okay, so you've already stepped off your mat or you're on the long edge, right? Legs are straight, toes are pointing, same direction as your nose. You're going to take your pelvis in your hands, right? You're going to inhale, and then on an exhale, you're going to hinge your pelvis from the hip creases and take the rest of your torso along with it. Long, straight back for a flat back. Send your arms straight out like wings. Inhale, and on an exhale, bring your right hand under your nose, down onto the floor. If you have to bend your knees to do that, then bend your knees. Otherwise, use a block or something that makes the floor a little higher. That's why props are really important, and I would encourage you to invest in a block or get something like it. Okay, fan open to the left. Square your hips, because what happens here is we tend to jut our left hip up. Make sure your hips are square. Inhale, exhale, bring your left hand down, open, fan open to the right. And you might move your hips a little bit, just bring them back to center. Bring your hands down to the mat. Okay, so once again, if you need to bend your knees to have your hands flat, probably not with your legs this wide, but maybe. Okay, so your wrists under your shoulders, you're going to walk your left hand away. So your palm is all the way out in front of you, flat on the mat. You're going to send your right hand underneath your legs, back behind your palm of your hand, flat on the mat. So you're stretching your arms underneath your legs and forward of your legs. You're going to look under your left arm. Again, soften your knees as you need to. Bring both arms under your shoulders. Opposite, reach. Okay. Look under your right arm. Bring both hands under your shoulders. Rotate your feet to a 45-degree angle and bend your knees. Send your arms straight out, come up to a flat back. Bend your elbows, cactus shape, and unfold into a goddess. Now, in your goddess, just like we did before, it's good to either ratchet down or stay high with your knees bent just a little, or come down as far as is comfortable. Make sure you can see your feet. Remember, this is a weight-bearing pose. We're going to do our goddess dance. Your right hand in front, left overhead. Inhale, exhale to the right. Inhale to center, exhale to other side. You can use your hips bouncing up and down. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale and pause. Bring your hands on your thighs. And little yoga hula. So make circles with your hips. Again, be careful with your knees. Yeah. Come to center, go the other way. All right, so I think our goddess is done dancing. If you're on the long edge of your mat, you're going to swivel. If your legs are outside your mat, you're going to step your right foot back. Either way, you're coming into what looks like a warrior one. Yeah, so make sure your legs are in their own track. Nice, long, straight back leg. Your knee is bent over your ankle, your left knee. Your shoulders are square with the short edge of your mat. You're going to lift your arms up alongside your ears, send your heart to the sky. Inhale, send your arms back behind you. Many of the gods in Vedic mythology were warriors. And very recently, I know archaeologists found, I can't remember where, I think maybe South America somewhere, I'm not sure, they found the remains of a female warrior. Okay, we knew they were always there, right? Inhale, exhale, straight, long spine hovering over your left thigh. You can stay right here or take another inhale and an exhale. Bring the crown of your head to your mat, your knuckles either far back behind you or up to the sky. You're going to push your feet into the mat. Come back up to your warrior. Let's say a prayer. Look up at your prayer. Bring your prayer to your heart. Step forward. Into your Tadasana. And breathe before we go to the other side. Okay. Starting from Tadasana. You're going to bring your weight to your right leg. Come on the ball of your left foot. Bring your left hand in front, your right overhead. Lift your left leg. Switch, other side. One more time, other side. This time you're going to take your left leg and step it to the long edge of your mat or outside your mat, whichever position you choose best. And you're going to swivel. Make sure your feet are facing the edge of the mat, facing in the same direction as your nose. And we're going to do that nice, long, flat back again. So make sure you are bending from your hips. You can use your hands on your thighs to help that action. You're going to bring both hands down to the mat. You're going to begin to walk your hands forward, both of them. Walk them until you come to a wide-legged downward-facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Upavista Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Okay. Take a few breaths. Then walk your hands back. Bring your wrists under your shoulders. Bring your feet to a 45-degree angle. Bend your knees. You're going to come onto your fingertips. Right. And you're going to walk your fingers over to your right foot, straighten your left leg. You're going to walk your fingers all the way over to your left foot, straighten your right leg. Come back, that's the spider, black widow spider. Bring your fingers to your right foot, straightening your left. And then we'll do that once more on the other side. Come back to center. Okay. So now that we've gone from side to side, we're going to do that again a little differently. So you're just going to bend your right knee. Bring your hands with you. You may choose to come on to the heel of your left foot. And you can keep your hands on the mat here, or you can bring them to your heart for Skandasana, God of War. Bring your hands back to the mat, over to the other side, coming to your variation of Skandasana. Bring your hands down to the mat. Feet are still at a 45-degree angle. Bend your knees, arms, wings out to the side. Cactus, come up to your goddess. Right. So what do we want from our goddess now? What is the goddess going to do? Remember to see your feet. So you're going to bring your right arm on your right thigh. And stretch your left arm alongside your left ear. Look under your arm. Inhale to center. Exhale. Inhale to center. Swivel your feet or step back on your mat with your left leg behind you to come to your warrior god or goddess, both. Inhale, yoga mudra behind you. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Push your feet into the mat. Let your knuckles help you back up. Prayer. Bring your hands to your heart, step forward. And just stand. Allow the thumbs of your prayer, of your Anjali Mudra, to press against your heartbeat. Release your arms. Bring your chin to your chest, bow your head, roll your shoulders. Continue the journey down, bending your knees deeply. Bring your hands all the way down. Bring your knees to the mat. And come to sit in Dandasana. Okay. So I know my Friday yogis, right? So we don't want to do like just, roll down on your back. We've got to take our time, right? So your palms facing each other, arms outstretched in front of you, feet are flexed. Inhale and begin your journey down to a count of 20. Your head does not touch the mat until you come to 20. That means you're going to have to hold up your torso with your core muscles, strengthening those muscles as you make your way down to the mat. Don't let your back hit the mat. Use your arms against the mat if you feel that's going to happen. And come all the way down. When you get down, bring your feet to the mat and lengthen your spine. You lift your hips a little bit and send them towards your heels to lengthen your spine. And just breathe. You're going to bring your knees into your neck, into your chest. You're going to open your knees to the side, away from each other. You're going to keep your knees exactly where they are, but send the soles of your feet pointing to the ceiling. You're going to reach inside with your arms, straighten them, and then take the outside of your feet for a happy baby, Ananda Balasana. And as a baby in its crib might do, you're going to straighten one leg and the other. You're just discovering you have feet and knees and all these cool little digits on your feet. Yeah. Who knew I had all these appendages, little babies? Well, maybe wouldn't use that word, but yeah. Right. And then come to center. Bring your legs together, bring your feet to the mat. We're going to do an inversion for our final cool down. If you have something to put under your sacrum, I encourage you to do that. That means lifting your hips, sliding whatever you have underneath your sacrum. A block would be great on the flat lowest side is best. You want as much surface for your sacrum as possible. Your item, if you have it, would be just under your waist to make sure your full sacrum is on it, and then send your legs up to the sky. This is a supported Viparita Karani, or Karani, it's Karani, which is just an extended inversion, but it's also known as legs up the wall because the pose is normally done with your legs against the wall. Arms can be straight out from your shoulders overhead, whatever feels good. This is a very relaxing, very cooling pose, allowing fluids to drain from your legs, improving blood flow. Then bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet to the mat, lift your hips if you have anything underneath, and remove it, and come to Shavasana. So one leg, then the other leg stretches out along the mat. Your legs splay open naturally. Your arms are rotated so that your palms face upward. fingers curled towards the heavens in a receiving and giving position. Allow your whole back body to surrender to gravity, just melt into the mat. This is a time for your body to reset, to assimilate all of the energy you generated. Om Namah Shivaya. I surrender to transformation and welcome the changes that will lead me to who I am. Deepen your breath. Begin to reawaken your body. Roll your head from side to side. Make gentle movements with your hands and your feet. Send your arms overhead. your legs in the opposite direction for a deep body stretch. Then bring your knees into your chest and hug them and roll from side to side to massage your back. Come to center and roll over onto whichever side you prefer to come into a fetal position, our pose of rebirth. And when you're ready, make your way up to sit. And bring your hands to your heart. If you cannot stay for meditation, I say namaste and wish you for your day, that your day be filled with kindness, especially kindness to yourself. If you are staying for meditation, please get into your comfortable seat. You might prefer a chair. Whether you're seated on the ground or in a chair, make sure you're grounded. And that just means when you're in a chair, your feet flat on the floor. Bring your hands to your lap. Close your eyes and come inside. Bring your attention to your breath, your natural breath. Just follow the flow of your breath. Don't change it in any way. If during this meditation a thought comes to mind, that's okay. Acknowledge it, say later, and come back to your breath. Come back to the focus of our meditation, which is, of course, today, loving kindness. So bring your awareness to your heart center. Feel your heart beating. Feel your heartbeats to pulse throughout your body. And repeat these lines to yourself. After I say them, I will give you time. And again, come deeply inside. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well in. May I from inner and outer dangers. Continue to notice your heartbeat. Bring to your mind's eye all of the people that you know, that you love deeply, people you admire, perhaps from a distance, people who are friends, acquaintances, people, all of them who you cherish in your life. Bring them into your mind's eye. Welcome them into your heart. And say this blessing for them. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well in body and in mind. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. May you be happy and free.